People have never seen anything like this.
There's never been anything like this.
Never been anything like this.
Never had a thing like this.
Like this.
Like this. Like this.
There's never been anything like it.
Not since medieval times have we seen anything like this.
Donald Trump, twice the president of the United States, a business magnate, and a billionaire with his name emblazoned on 13 buildings across the globe. 4 in New York and 1 in each of Chicago, Las Vegas, Florida, Istanbul, Manila, Pune, Dubai, Vancouver, and Toronto. He's a man of grand symbols, from his private plane, famously dubbed Trump Force One, to his luxurious home, Mar-a-Lago. Purchased for just $10 million in 1985, Forbes valued it at approximately $350 million in 2022. But here's the paradox. Some view him as a master strategist, while others dismiss him as a simpleton, a narcissist, or just plain lucky.
A new book is detailing Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell's thoughts on former President Donald Trump after the 2020 election. Mitch McConnell called then-President Donald Trump stupid as well as being ill-tempered, a despicable human being, and a narcissist.
What if his so-called stupidity is all part of the plan? A calculated act to manipulate the crowd and always stay one step ahead. Is Donald Trump a genius in disguise, or is his success simply the result of fortune and timing? Let's break it down. In her tell-all book, Too Much and Never Enough, Mary Trump, Donald's niece and a clinical psychologist, claims that her uncle checks every box for narcissistic traits in the official diagnostic manual for mental disorders. Now, Donald's never been officially tested, or at least if he has, it's a secret between him and his doctor. But Mary paints a picture that goes deeper than just the personality quirks we see on TV. She says the real root of Donald's behavior lies in his childhood. His mother, Mary Ann, was so ill during his formative years that she couldn't care for him or his siblings. That left their father, Fred Trump Sr., to take charge. But Fred wasn't exactly the warm and fuzzy type. According to Mary, he was a sociopath, neglectful, emotionally abusive, and obsessed with turning his kids into killers. He wanted them tough to take over the family business.
My grandfather, and I'm saying this term diagnostically, was a sociopath who saw other people as tools. And when he found my father wanting for various very complicated reasons, he turned to his next oldest son, Donald, who had no skills, no requisite skills to be an entrepreneur or to expand the business the way my grandfather intended. However, he did have a bunch of defense mechanisms that he had used to protect himself from his, quite frankly, bleak early years on the planet that my grandfather found very useful.
Donald saw this dynamic play out up close. His older brother, Fred Jr., 8 years his senior, bore the brunt of their father's verbal abuse. The constant humiliation pushed Fred into alcoholism, costing him his inheritance, his health, and eventually his life. He died at just 42 years old. Watching all this unfold, Donald made one thing very clear to himself. He would never be like Fred Jr. Instead, he molded himself into exactly what his father wanted: bold, tough, and ruthless. But even that wasn't enough. Fred Sr. thought Donald lacked discipline, so at age 13, Donald was sent off to the New York Military Academy. And surprise, Donald thrived there. The strict environment transformed his chaotic energy into focus. Fast forward to age 22. Donald graduates from the prestigious Wharton School at the University of Pennsylvania. Even back then, Wharton was a big deal, especially for business and real estate education. After graduation, he jumped straight into the family business, Trump Management. Here's where things get interesting. With his sharp instincts and larger-than-life personality, Donald took his father's business to new heights. He didn't just manage properties, he reshaped New York City's skyline, putting the Trump name on buildings that scream power and success. But let's not sugarcoat it. His career hasn't been all golden towers and luxury jets. Between 1991 and 2009, 6 of his ventures, mostly hotels and casinos, filed for corporate bankruptcy. Yet Donald himself, never personally bankrupt. Somehow he always managed to land on his feet. As of 2025, Forbes estimates his net worth at a staggering $6.7 billion. How? Well, he's a marketing genius. You can have the best product in the world, but if no one knows about it, it won't sell. So how do you make sure people notice? Market, market, market. Donald Trump understood the power of marketing, branding, and media early in his career. He didn't just build buildings, he built a brand. The Trump name became his greatest asset, stamped on everything from apartment buildings and casinos to fragrances, sneakers, collectible cards, and even food and beverages. The irony, the guy doesn't even drink. In his book, The Art of the Deal, Trump famously wrote, "Good publicity is preferable to bad. But from a bottom line perspective, bad publicity is sometimes better than no publicity at all. Controversy, in short, sells. Love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. And that's exactly the point. Trump knows how to sell. He understands attention, emotion, and how to shift both to his advantage. Why do you think he worked at McDonald's and drove a garbage truck during his presidential campaign? Publicity. It's all about creating moments people will talk about.
Crime here is up and through the roof. Despite their fraudulent statements that they made, crime in this country is through the roof. And we have a new form of crime. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
It's interesting to me linguistically because he speaks like everybody else. And we're not used to hearing that from a president.
And these are great people. These are some great people.
We're used to hearing somebody speak who sounds much more educated, much smarter, much more refined than your everyday American. But when we hear Donald Trump speaks, he sounds like he could be a family member or a friend. And he's unique in that sense.
Don't forget, that's the way I won. Remember, I used to give you a news conference every time I made a speech, which was like every day. Okay? No, that's how I won. I won with news conference and probably speeches.
Many people comment on the simplicity of his vocabulary or the lower register of his language, as well as the simpler grammar of his sentences or syntax. But again, this is something that we all do in everyday speech. It's just unusual to hear it from a president speaking in a public formal context. Even his hand gestures, for example, are hyperbolic. So if you look at nonverbal communication when he's speaking, he uses a lot of two-handed gestures. So you'll see like this, you'll see this. You'll often see something like that or like that. I think what Donald Trump teaches us about linguistics is that you can use language to create a brand. You can use language to construct an identity that is distinct, that is recognizable, and that works toward creating an authentic persona that people will pay attention to.
Here are the most powerful lessons from The Art of the Deal. These aren't just tips, they're strategies that can change the way you play the game. 1. Aim high. If you're going to think big. Trump believes most people aim small because they're afraid of failure. But small thinking limits opportunity. Dream bigger, and you'll see possibilities you never knew existed. 2. Protect the downside. Trump's golden rule, always minimize risk. I never gamble. I own the slot machine, he says. His strategy? Always prepare for the worst case scenario so you're never caught off guard. 3. Get the word out. If no one knows about your product, it's worthless. Trump mastered self-promotion by creating excitement, even controversy. Why? Because attention equals opportunity. 4. Don't seem desperate. Desperation is like blood in the water. It attracts sharks. Trump says the key to any deal is confidence. Stay calm, use leverage, and make the other party believe they need you more than you need them. 5. Have fun. Money is just a way to keep score, Trump says. The real joy is in playing the game. If you're not having fun, what's the point?
Don't kid yourself, David. We're playing with World War III, and we have a president that we don't even know if he's... Where is our president? We don't even know if he's a president.
And just to clarify
they threw him out of a campaign like a dog. We don't even know. Is he our president? But we have a president,
Mr. President,
that doesn't know he's alive. Well, we have some of the dumbest leaders in the world. We have losers. We have losers.
They're losers. They're just losers.
We have very stupid people. We have stupid leadership. How stupid are our leaders? How stupid are these politicians to allow this to happen? How stupid are they?
So what do you think? Genius strategist or just plain lucky? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'd love to hear your take. This video was inspired by 3 insightful books. The Art of the Deal by Donald Trump and Tony Schwartz. Too Much and Never Enough by Mary L. Trump. And Trump Revealed by Michael Kranish and Mark Fisher. If you're curious to dive deeper into Donald Trump's world and how he plays the game of success, I highly recommend checking them out. Use the Amazon link in the description to grab your copy. It supports the channel at no extra cost to you. If you enjoyed this video, you'll love the next one we've lined up just for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.